I'm so excited about what is in this box right here, right now. I already looked at it. I looked at it the second it got here, but I've been waiting on this, what's in here, for a long stinking time, like years, like a decade almost. Ever since I got what I'm about to show you and couldn't find what I wanted for it, but I found it now. All right, welcome back to the channel. Super exciting, a new product release from MDT I want to talk to you about today. It is something I have waited for a long stinking time. This is the Savage Mark II, right? It's just one of the best 22s you can get, period. Savage makes rimfire like nobody else. And they make such a broad range of rimfires. I've had them for 20, 25, 30 years almost. I've had a Savage rimfire of some kind, usually a bolt action, Mark II style or similar. I've had all the different variants of calibers, the 22 mags, I've had the 17 HMRs, all those things, love them. But this is my bread and butter chipmunk killer right here. Like, I've killed so many stinking varmints and chipmunks with this thing. It borders on being obscene, actually. The place I lived in, New Hampshire, for 7 years, we had property, we had all these acreage and stuff like that, and we had rocks everywhere, these old rock, old stone fences and stuff like that. So the chipmunks were insane. They were just insane. So anyways, I would lay on the back porch or sit on the back porch or sit in the backyard with this thing all spring, all summer, and all fall and just slay chipmunks. The one drawback to this that I've always been frustrated with was the stock. Okay, the stock on these Savages, the wood stocks are really nice, but I bought the cheaper version. This is the 16-inch barrel threaded, so I can do the soupy wrestler thing. But the stocks on these are really cheap and gross and ugly and stupid, but they work. It's an accurate rifle. I can get really tight, tiny little groups out of this sucker, but I've always wanted a better stock for it, something that more emulates an actual traditional rifle. So that's what we got today. So anyway, I know you can get some aftermarkets for these things, and I've looked at Boyd's and I've gone through it. It just is a pain in the neck. Getting something for the Mark II aftermarket is kind of a pain in the neck, especially in this configuration. So MDT has solved that problem for us with their field stock line. That's what's in this box right there. That's what's in there. Oh, it's so pretty. I'm excited. I can't tell. No, I'm not gonna joke. This is one of the most exciting things that I've gotten in a long time, and it's just because I love my 22. I shoot it all the stinking time. I shoot it more than any other rifle I have, and this. Oh, look at that unboxing right there. Okay, we're actually doing the unboxing. It's a field stock. I've done a review on the field stock before, but it's a field stock for the Savage Mark II. I went with black because that's what they had, and I was not patient enough to wait. So I just ordered what they have, and I'm gonna paint this sucker later, but we're gonna get it on this rifle first. Ugh, I'm so excited. All right, the boob tube hates it whenever you show cool guy stuff or anything cool or anything that looks instructional or whatever. So I'm just basically going to transfer this straight into this, and it should be a straight swap. Gosh, I've had it for, I don't even remember how many years. It's probably been at least 10 years. So they're making them in the short action right hand for the Savage Mark II. They're making a couple other variants too for some other 22s. I don't remember right offhand, but I will put them up on the screen. Goodbye, you piece of crap. Oh my gosh, that's so dirty. I just cleaned this the other day, but it's still stinking really dirty. Shooting suppressed with 22s is probably one of the dirtiest firearms operations there is out there. Okay, not 100% certain what's going on with the bottom of it. It's kind of open behind the magwell here. There's no plate or anything in there to cover that up. The action screws all fit perfectly fine. Everything's torqued down fine. Everything's good. Yeah, everything's in the right spot, so that's good. But that will actually make it a little bit easier for cleaning, so that's good. Does not concern me at all. But the thing I do love is that it immediately feels like one of my full-size rifles. That's amazing. Your trainer, your 22, can feel just like your big boy rifles. Everything seems to work. All right, now I got it. And oh, you know what? We got more of a forearm too. That's nice. Yeah, we got a whole lot more. We got a good 2 inches more of forearm out of the deal here, so that's cool. That makes especially with the 16-inch barrel. 16 and a half makes barricade shooting a little easier. Lots of clearance there. Length to pull is set up just about perfect for me with one spacer. I go super short on my 22. Man, all right, I'm excited. We gotta get this on the range, check the 0, and start shooting that bad boy. But it comes up out of the stock really nicely. Still low profile and slim, but it's got, I mean, it's solid foundation on aluminum bed now, so this thing should be a little more accurate. It was already pretty darn accurate, but if you're making a precision 22 trainer, I can see this being like a major upgrade to your situation if you don't want to go with full chassis. Cool, let's get on the range. Hooked up here, we're just gonna do some quick 0 checking. We'll say it's a pretty seamless drop in, it seems like. As we can see the target back there. Back in that little dark spot, I had to go chase some deer out, but that's my little home 0 target from my 22. So I'm gonna be shooting some of this Cellar and Belot Club ammo today. It's pretty good stuff. It's not like super match ammo or anything like that, but it's decent enough. And it does good for varmints and stuff like that. So I'm gonna go with some of that. And man, it is foggy out here. So we'll see the best we can do. Let's get this going here. Man, I think I'm actually still on my 0. I think it's actually still dead nuts to where I zeroed it at. So the shift there wasn't hardly any 0 shift at all, maybe a little bit to the left. And keep cracking with this. Alright, so I've compensated the POI shift, which is not actually that far. So everything's back squared on 0. Maybe bring it up a hair. Right here. And then put some groups down on the bottom dot here. Daggum, this thing was already a sweet shooter when I got it factory, but there is a marked improvement with this stock. Okay, let's do a quick tabletop here. I will say the one bias going on already is that this rifle was already extremely accurate prior to the chassis. So the gain here, just based off of my experience with this rifle, this ammo, and about, I don't know, 10 years and a few thousand rounds to it, I can kind of see about a 1/4 minute gain in accuracy at this distance with this load with this rifle, just based off of my experiences. The best group being this one right here. That was my first group after 0. This is my 0. These are my first 2 shots here and here, and then 0, and then I punched a group for 0 here, went there, kind of opened up a little bit. I pulled a couple of them shooting off a tripod, kind of normal. Then I came up here. That was a pretty decent group, dialing it down to about what works out to be about a minute of angle, or a little bit less if you were to calculate forward for 100 yards. This being about a 1/4 minute and a 1/4 right here, which is not bad, and this one being under a minute down here. And then my last group here worked out to be, I pulled that one very obviously. I knew it when I did it, so even counting it, we're still looking at about a minute to a minute and a 1/4 overall shooting from a tripod with this thing. And for, you know, this type of rifle, these are 1/4 inch, those are 1/4 inch dots right there, these are 1/2 inch dots. So with this type of rifle, I'm actually really pleased with that. It gives me, just based on rough calculations, I have to look back through my notes, but rough calculations in my time on this rifle and thousands of rounds that I have into it, yeah, I gained about a 1/4 minute accuracy. The real benefit here is that I gained the ergonomics of a full-size rifle. and the feel and balance of a full-size rifle. So it's a little more balanced, so it's got a little bit more weight to it, not a whole lot more, but it feels sturdier, and it feels, you know, it just feels overall like a more big boy gun. And wow, does it just eliminate all recoil. Like, being in the stock, I mean, the recoil was always already very minimal with this 22, like almost non-existent. But in that stock and in the tripod, you can't, the gun doesn't even move when you're looking through the scope. You can watch your bullets impact. It's like amazing at 30 yards, even in a dank little dark 30 yard sweat holes, which we're in today, super hot and sweaty. It was nothing, man. It was nothing. It's awesome. It really feels great. So the last thing we got to do, yeah, we got to do that. We got to paint that sucker. All right, let's wrap this up. Before I go painting this thing, overall, in my opinion, the MDT field stock for the Savage Mark II, completely and totally worth it. It feels like my other rifles now. It feels comfortable and familiar to what I've done with the other rifles in the last few months. And it was definitely an accuracy gain on an already accurate rifle. You can see it's super stinking quiet. That has nothing to do with the chassis, but it all has to do with the, you know, specialness. But, you know, this rifle was already accurate, and it was already such a pleasurable rifle to shoot, and now even more so. I mean, it's going to be way easier to clean because you can actually access the under part of your mag well and stuff easier. Bolting was simple, straight up, just 2 bolts and you're in and you're done. Torque it down, life is good. No modifications needed, no interferences anywhere with anything. Has your field stock attributes that are lovely. It's got the ribbed, you know, keeper on the inside of the forearm. It's got your M-lock, got your sling swivel studs, good clearances with everything functionally wise, good access to the trigger, beautiful grip angle and everything for precision style shooting. I think for putting together a precision trainer versus spending $800 or $900 on the chassis, one of these would work just fine, honestly. No matter what your 22 is, no matter how much you spend on it, if you can find, you know, a field stock or similar something in the less expensive range for MDT, you'll have yourself an excellent precision trainer that mirrors full-size rifle. And just the field stock overall itself has a great feel to it. It has an awesome ergonomic layout to it, and it just feels awesome. It just does. I mean, it's just as comfortable and basic as it gets. And yeah, now I just need to change the color and get it into something more appropriate. Put a new dress on this bad boy. It was in due for some paint anyway. It was due for some. So yeah, that's it. That's my summation of this MDT field stock for the 22s. Major win. I would highly recommend grabbing one of these, especially if you have a Savage Mark II or one of the other rifles that they're selling it for, listed on their website. I don't remember right offhand, but there's a couple of the other 22s that they're doing this for. It seems like they're adding a lot to the catalog for the field stock specifically. They're adding a lot of inlets, so that's a great thing. That's a good thing to see from a great company who's responding well to the market and bringing something to the market that is a major upgrade bonus and a value add to your rifle. Thanks for checking it out.